Happy Monday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on Memorex, default route, default location. This is very probably much a thank God it's Monday. I was just doing the calculations in my head a few times. This will be my eighth day of work after being off roughly 12 weeks. In the last 13 days, I worked 8 days and I was off 5. So basically I worked 3 days, then had a 2-day weekend, worked 4 days and had a 3-day weekend. And I'm just now coming off of that 3-day weekend to begin my first full week of work. 5 days. I feel pretty good. I wouldn't quite say that I'm enthused or that I enjoy or I'm looking forward to it. No, I take that back. It might not be so much that I enjoy my job, but in several ways, I'm looking forward to doing it. Maybe because it's a challenge, maybe because it's so important to me, maybe because it's something I know I need to handle. But this will be the first full week. We'll see how it goes. I am operating under a new working idea or working plan or strategy where I don't do anything extracurricular. I stay off social media. I don't even look at my phone for phone calls or anything. I have all that turned off. I'm not shooting videos or editing videos or anything during work. And it seems to have taken a lot of pressure of work off me. It's easier for me to, I know it sounds silly and should be obvious, but it's just easy for me to operate. Seems like there's more space, there's more time, less frustration, the whole bit. And again, I think about work. I am all but looking forward to it. And maybe just because of the challenge to get in there and get it done. It's not so much that there's something that in my job, and this may be key, and I just may have figured it out. There's nothing so much in my role or task or what I'm doing that excites me. There's nothing really, I can't wait to get in and do that. Or I can't wait in to try that or test that or do something. And that could be a key to the longevity at this company. For me to find something that excites me. I can't wait to get to work. I want to work on this. I want to see how this turns out. I want to build this. I want to do that. I'm not enthused at all by continually helping customers, even though I know it's important, even though I know the role I play is crucial. It's just, I'm like, oh well, not like I was building a server or, I can't wait to get to work and test this out or try this. Let's do this. No, I don't have that. And maybe, as I just thought about it and said it, maybe something that I may want to look to seek. Maybe build something, start a project. Something where I can, see it being built and get excited about finishing it and seeing it go into production, seeing it implemented, even by myself or as part of a team, et cetera, et cetera. Because when I punch out of work Friday and shut that computer down, I can completely leave it behind me, 100%. No looking back, no wondering, no nothing. It's like, boop, it's over. Well, maybe not over, but you know what I mean. And maybe I'm lacking that. Maybe that's something that I want, or something that would benefit me to have that, you know. But who knows? Maybe I can find it in my current position. Maybe I can find something, a task or a project. I know my boss, supervisor, you know, we talk about during our weekly meetings, you know, me taking on projects. And I do want to take on projects. I do want to find something, you know, that, you know, kind of gets me going, kind of motivates me, I guess. Maybe right now my motivation, right now, it could be just to keep doing the job and not hate it. That might be my primary motivation, to be able to keep doing the job and not hate it. Whoa. People need to give me more space. You see so many bikers be coming this way, that way, and they look up. I still say, give me more space. That's my thing. That's my thing. But I know that the road and the world must be shared, and that probably every living organism fights for space to have its place in this ecosystem. Fighting for its territory or existence. Struggling, fighting. And I guess in ways, you know, we're all doing that. Some of it have it, you know, a lot easier than others. And I mean, for some of it, I shouldn't say a lot easier, that's not the way I want to put it. Some of it probably have it, you know, figured out, set in place, orchestrated such that it's fairly easy and possibly even mundane to survive. I was thinking just now, a musician told me that, you know, every day he wakes up, every day, the goal is go find a job. Every day, that's not gonna end. I'm looking for a job, looking for a job. Look for a job, get a job. And I remember when I was unemployed, I think around 2008, when it was, I think the repression, was it repression? What's it called? Depression, recession, or whatever, and things was bad. They was giving out stimulus checks. And I think I went 2 years without working, because when I filed for unemployment, I filed and I was able to get the highest amount because that's the amount of money I was making when I think I got fired, get quit, whatever, laid off, whatever. Made my exit. And I got it locked in. So for like 2 years, I was getting the max. I was getting like $475 a week. And I was able to squeeze the living off of that. But even during that, every day I woke up, I had a mission. And I think that's what I'm getting at. To wake up every day with a severe mission. You know, you don't gotta wake up and say, I wonder what I'm doing today. It wasn't very little bit of that. There wasn't no waking up. That dude was riding in the wrong lane. He ain't supposed to be up back over there, riding on that anyway. That's the bus route. Looked like he was bike riding up through on the other side of the road, blah, 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 blah. But they have a mission, have a goal, have a sense of urgency. Be it congenial or agitated or was aggressive, what's the word where it could be confrontational or whatever, but to wake up, something has to be said for having motivation or goal or possibly even conflict. When you just wake up, you know what you're gonna do today. You know, there's no guessing. You know what you're gonna do today. See, they don't move over. They need to move over. He needs to move over. Don't you see me walking up here? That's why I don't say hi to him. I'm gonna tell him next time. And y'all gotta move over. You got to move over. I'm gonna tell him. I feel it my duty. I do. I feel it my duty. I mean, it'll probably benefit them and me. Because I'm tired of seeing them do it. And when it's 3 of them, it's worse. I gotta tell them, say, look, y'all gotta move over. If you're gonna ride side by side, you're gonna have to kill that side by side until you get past people. You understand that, right? So, that's pretty much where we're at today. As you can tell, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. It's a Monday, it's a nice day. Not too hot, probably right yet. And it will be nice and warm for sure. I got my computer, I get a new computer tomorrow. We're going to office 2 days this week, which is gonna be fun. So it kind of breaks the week up. We go in the office 2 days a week. Of course, you gotta pay $20 a day to park. But you know, it's good to see people. The day seems lighter. I definitely work harder from home. There's no doubt about that. I definitely work harder from home. Unequivocally. It's easy to say. No doubt about it. Definitely work harder from home. I don't know, where was I? Ran up on a little bit of entertainment. Excuse me, hope you didn't hear that. And I didn't want to be filming. Well, I wanted my camera. Didn't want my camera in podcast mode. Monday morning entertainment. It's fun. And actually, I may not want to call that entertainment. That's more some of the homeless people out here, I guess, unhoused people, whatever you want to call it, out here. You see so much that you don't know them, but they recognize you, and you recognize them. You know, sometimes I want the camera. I don't want the camera in podcast mode. Or the phone, you know. But anyway, it's a Monday, and today, like again, I was saying, it could be definitely could be a thank God it's Monday. I think I woke up at 2:06 this morning. That's high, that's up, but I was doing stuff. Last night, I got up out of bed, 1 o'clock. Got ice cream and cheese Danish twice. It was so good the first time. I was like, "Funky, let's have a party." I had ribs. It was a calorie aggressive weekend, and I definitely put on some pounds. It'll come right off, but I definitely put on some stuff. Probably put on 5 at least. Well, 5 since the lowest it's been. I probably put on 3 pounds each of the last 2 weeks or 2 weekends, whatever. But I'm pretty sure we'll get that back on track starting today. Hopefully I'll go back to my salads. I got watermelon. Ooh, you know what I Googled? I Googled how best to cut a watermelon. My God, made it a lot easier. You cut it longwise, then you flip it over with the flat side down, and then you cut wedges, and then you just cut the watermelon meat out of the wedges. Made it a lot easier than the other way I was doing it. I was trying to get fancy and do this and do that. I was trying to get fancy and cut cubes and do that and do this. Nah. Because you got to cut around that rind. And cutting around the rind is difficult unless you could do it in an easy way. And when I cut wedges, it was easy to cut around the rind. The rind. And then plus you get to lay it flat. Hard part is cutting the watermelon counterwise. What's the word? What's the word? Long ways. Countwise. Something. Long way. Something counterwise. It's, you know, more and more, I'm noticing that I can't remember words. Words be like right at the tip of my tongue. And maybe that I'm just talking more and going into many subjects, have more opportunity for that to happen. Or it could be I'm getting old. It's possible. I mean, you kind of don't know what you don't remember. You don't know what you don't know anymore until you don't know it. But I do almost want to Google the watermelon to see what word they use. When you cut it long ways, not lengthwise. It might have been lengthwise or something like that. The story started with a C. Anyway, so my weight is up, and I indulged, but I was gonna say that. No, I can't say this. I just thought that's what I was thinking when I was going to try to make up something to say what I was going to say. I do wish I had more sense of urgency, and I do want to get to working on my Jeffery TV stuff. And I know I keep talking about it. I need to have a sense of urgency. I figure I got about 20 more years on this planet. And I don't know how much work needs to be done in that 20 years. It's best not to wait. And I know that. Because I want things, as wrapped up and packaged as I can. And I don't want to leave it in I want to leave the least amount. I want to leave the least amount possible in other people's hands. I want it set. And I was just thinking, I guess what I could do is set up have enough money in a retirement account that where the dividends would cover my internet services, my internet postings and stuff. Maintain the website, maintain this, maintain that. The hosting, once it's in place, maybe keep it going. Say maybe have $100,000 in there or something like that. And hopefully it'll grow. Place in the stock market, and hopefully it'll grow to where it will make enough interest to keep going and cover, the cost of my hosting. Then when the host goes down, it's a lot. It's a lot. And there should be a way or some kind of way to hopefully archive that or get it out there or pass it down. Because say like GoDaddy goes out of business. What's gonna happen to all our websites? Somebody's gonna have to get in there and move them, do this, migrate them, to keep it going, because I want my legacy to continue. That's the whole thing. I want my legacy to continue forever. And I know they got archive.org out there or something that archives all the web pages, hopefully forever. Because I'm thinking longevity. I'm thinking hundreds of years from now, I want there to be not just a trace of me, but even though I'd be grateful for just, a trace or a remembrance of Jeffery. But as you could probably guess, I'm shooting for much more than that. I'm shooting for much, much more than that. Do I want to put my foot and stomp on history? No, not so much. But I do want to have an impact, there's no doubt. I really do want to have an impact. And the degree of that impact, I may not be around to see. It may occur after I'm gone, as do a lot of things. Once people pass, the attention they get seems to increase exponentially or whatever. And I can understand that, and I'll keep that as hope in the moments, my last moments, breathing, living. I gotta get things in place. I gotta get things in place. I gotta get things in place and people in place. And I already started to a degree by giving, sending my niece and my daughter some somewhat overall instructions how to access things and access that, how to access this and access that. And how to, get into certain things. I'm thinking in my head how I can make it a little bit more secure. The stuff I sent them, because I sent them some information. And it's supposed to be technically in a safe space, but you never know. You got to protect against hacks, and maybe even I want to put another layer of security in there. Change a few passwords around. I might do that. Tighten things up a little bit. Because I enjoy it. Probably not even because I think it's needed. Probably because I enjoy it. Tighten it up, the empire, the legacy. Yeah, but today, right now, it's about the job. It's about my work. Going in there. I get a new computer tomorrow. Hopefully I get a new computer. I get my Windows 11 computer. We're going to Windows 11. There'll be some setup for that. So that should make for a light day, L-I-T-E. Probably need to go into project time. Get my new computer going. And then we'll be in the office, so that's always fun. 2 days a week. There'll probably be a lunch, because it's all hands day. So the week, this breaks up. Today I have an hour meeting with my boss. So this breaks. It's not like phones. It's not like continuous, but the hours do add up still. The hours definitely still do add up. And they should. That's what work is for. That's what you get paid for. Put in work. And I'm kind of looking forward to my performance numbers. I think I'm kind of looking to my performance numbers. I think I might be doing something good, worthy. So we'll see what the numbers say for June. It'll only be for 3 or 4 days. So even though they may be good numbers, they won't be, a good sample. Sample size is too small. But July, we'll see. July, we shall see. In August, September, there's some funk stuff going on in August. Hopefully I can accumulate some PTO. So I would love to go down there to the mothership thing. Mr. Scheider, Mr. Garrett Scheider, headlining a little weekend down there. And the Funketeers Ball in September. Gotta be ready for that. And usually I spend time in Ohio So I gotta start building my PTO for all of that. And right now, as I speak, I have no inclination, and I'm not leaning towards missing any work. Right now, I'm like gung-ho, work, don't miss a day, get it all in, just gobble it up, conquer it, subdue it. And like I said, this will be my 8th day of work in 13 days after being off for 12 weeks. So I work 3, I work 4, and it builds, one by one. Right now, I still feel pretty good about it. That's all I can say. That's the best I can do. Right now, I feel pretty good about it. I'm not gonna make try not to make any way overstatements or say I'm fixed, I'm ready, bring it on. Which I probably could do to motivate me, to give myself some spirit, build up the mojo. I'll tell you another thing too, full disclosure, getting back to work, and being off the Black and Miles all day. Being back on the regiment. Breakfast, off the Black and Miles. Can't take naps and eat all day. Well, I probably could eat all day, probably can't take naps. But, to get by that, is to give me something to do. Occupy my time, and like I said, there'll be no Black and Miles until 8 o'clock tonight. Which I like. I do want to get off of them. I do. In a way. Because half the time I don't like the way they make me feel. After that initial buzz, the initial craving or whatever, to be completely honest with you, I don't necessarily like the way they make me feel. I tell you what, when the bus goes across, it shuts down all the crosswalks. But I knew it wasn't coming this way, I could have went. But, hey dude, I ain't seen this cat in a long time. This dude, he be walking. He be walking like he black. Been a minute. Yeah, he got his headphones on. He waved at me. I remember I seen him a long time. Used to see him out here. So you see people. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. I got the camera too dark. Can't tell. Yeah. One day at a time. One day at a time. That's how we do it. One day at a time. all we can ask for, I guess. That's all we can ask for. Well, we can ask for more. We can always ask for more. Let's be serious. Let's be real. And a lot of times I think we should expect more. You know? A lot of times I think we should even expect more. But for the most part, the way I like to look at things is roughly one day at a time, one moment at a time, one execution at a time, one at a time. Even when I go to a P-Funk show and everybody be like, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be so good, I be like, we'll see. I be like, we'll see. I still like, I like to anticipate, but not, you know, to overly do it too much. I don't like to do it too much. But I do look forward to things. But I may or may not, you know, overly accredit them with greatness until that greatness or till that event has actually manifested or achieved itself. Yeah, it's just the way I do it, you know. Well, anyway, y'all, I think I'm about ready to swing on you. I think. I don't know. I think. Therefore, I know. Anyhow, swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.